Red Sox trade rumors are heating up, obviously, as this team is allergic to signing free agents and continues to live on the path of making blockbuster trades to improve their team this offseason. I'm here to break down recent reports from Ken Rosenthal highlighting how the Red Sox are once again in connections with the St. Louis Cardinals for another all-star caliber second baseman in Brendan Donovan. We'll break down all of that and whether or not this would be a good move for the Red Sox and what it would take to go out there and acquire him. We'll break down all of that on this episode of Red Sox Digest. But first, if you want to stay up to date with everything Red Sox, scroll down, smash that subscribe button. It's entirely free. We do thank you for everything. But now let's get to it and break down another trade with St. Louis. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of context if you are new here and you don't understand all of the moving parts behind closed doors. Chaim Bloom is the chief baseball officer of the St. Louis Cardinals. He had that same position in Boston before Breslow was hired. Chaim Bloom was out. He went to St. Louis. He's the one who traded Mookie Betts, if you need a little bit more context. He went to St. Louis. Craig Breslow was then brought into this Red Sox organization, and obviously he maintains the same role in St. Louis, and now Breslow has his old role in Boston. But this offseason, it looks like there is a very good relationship between these two organizations, and specifically Bloom and Breslow, as out of the 10 trades made for the Boston Red Sox just in this offseason alone, yes, they have been busy, two of the biggest ones, if not the two biggest ones, have been with the St. Louis Cardinals, where they've acquired, obviously, Sonny Gray for 2 prospects, and Sonny Gray and $20 million, I should add, and then Wilson Contreras for 3 prospects and another $8 million. So Breslow is going out there, he's making these trades, specifically with the St. Louis Cardinals, and he's also acquiring money on top of things. So that can be lucrative and something that could continue to pull in this Red Sox organization, who is extremely opposed to spending any caliber of money, despite being a professional organization. I'm not even going to get into it because it's going to make me so upset. They just sold the Penguins for $1.9 billion, and we have not signed a free agent. Yes, I am going to say we because I am a part of the fan base, and it is just infuriating to witness and watch. But again, another Cardinal flying to Boston. This is the article from Rosenthal that we broke down in the last episode of Red Sox Digest, as he was discussing another blockbuster trade potential for the Red Sox involving Brayan Bello, one of their top-end starting pitchers. So now we continue with this article again, and this idea is about Brendan Donovan of the St. Louis Cardinals, an all-star caliber second baseman who's only been in the league for 4 years and can do it all on both sides, on both the offensive side of the ball. He's an above average hitter, right around the 300 mark, just a tick below that 300 mark. He's very, very good at the plate, contact driven with the ability to hit for some pop. And also, he is a gold glove at second base. Now, let's get to the article and what Rosenthal actually writes. The St. Louis Cardinals president of baseball operations, Chaim Bloom, who already has traded right-hander Sonny Gray and first baseman Wilson Contreras to the Red Sox, might not be done dealing with his former club. The Cardinals and the Red Sox also have discussed a trade that would send infielder/outfielder Brendan Donovan to Boston, according to people briefed on the conversations. Donovan likely would play second base for the Red Sox, who have also been linked to Arizona Diamondbacks' Ketel Marte. No deal is close, but Donovan also certainly would bring a greater return than Gray or Contreras, whom the Cardinals acquired for 5 minor league pitchers, while including a combined $28 million in the deals. So again, Chaim Bloom being extremely busy over in St. Louis, trading both Sonny Gray and Wilson Contreras to the Boston Red Sox, as well as $28 million on top of those players collectively, where they have returned 5 minor league starting pitchers, or 5 minor league pitchers, which on both sides, you can hear arguments for it's good, you can hear that it's bad. The Red Sox are making moves, and Wilson Contreras was a damn good acquisition. They missed out on Alonso, they missed out on Schwarber, they missed out on other big-name stars, and because of that, they had to pivot. And now, am I going to sit here and say I think they were fully committed to guys like Alonso and Schwarber and the other guys that were on the free agency market that were considered big names to this Red Sox organization? No, I'm not. I don't believe they fully committed, and if they did, Alonso or fill in the blank would be in Boston, because they would have been able to match the dollar amount and the annual years, or the years provided on the contract by the other teams, whether it's the Orioles, the Jays, or whoever it ended up being. And despite that, the Red Sox it felt like the Red Sox were fully looking another direction the entire time. They were possibly negotiating with these big name stars, looking to acquire someone on a budget, despite having a decent amount of money in their pocket. So let's get to Brendan Donovan. Who is he? What can he do? And would this be a good trade for the Red Sox? I'm here to tell you, depending on the price, and we'll get to the price in just a minute, Donovan is a very good player. And now, is he the most accomplished? Does he have all the accolades yet? No, he does not. But look at his 4-year sample size. We just did this with Brayan Bello, who also has a 4-year career. He's been good, but has he been great in the sense of Brayan Bello? Not necessarily. If you look at Brendan Donovan, he's a lot closer to great, in my opinion. And the reason being, if you look at his rookie year at the age of 25, he posted a 4 WAR and he won the Rookie of the Year, including a Gold Glove at second base. Yes, he was splitting reps in the outfield. He has the ability. He's athletic enough to play multiple positions. That's awesome. But second base, we all know, is a very impactful position and one of the more difficult positions to play defensively because of the demand that you have going in either direction and the alert reactions you have to maintain and be able to do at any given moment. So that's impressive as a rookie in Major League Baseball. Then he goes 2 years without any accolades, post almost a 1.9, let's call it 2 WAR win, only 95 games played. And then in 2024, at age 27 season, he posted a 2.6 WAR in 153 games played. If you notice, his rookie year, he played 126 games. Obviously in 2023, it was very much blemished. He only played 95. But then he played in 153 in 118 games last season, posting a 2.6 WAR and a 2.7 WAR with the St. Louis Cardinals, who were playing a below average baseball for the majority of those 2 years. He made it to an All-Star game last year, and if you look at the batting averages, 287, 278, 264, 281. Donovan can hit for average, and it doesn't end there. If we look at the underlying metrics, he does a lot of things extremely well, including not striking out, something that we did not see a lot of from this last year's Boston Red Sox team. If you look at things like chase percentage, whiff percentage, and K percentage, they are far above league average, including that whiff and K percentage where he is ranking in the top 90th percentile in both of those respected categories, as well as the squared up rate in the sweet spot. He is an excellent hitter. He knows how to put bat to ball. He knows how to barrel a baseball. Granted, the pop numbers aren't outstanding, and that's something that, as a second baseman, is normal. You don't see a lot of second basemen hitting for a lot of slug, unless you're talking about Dan Uggler, or in this case, Ketel Marte has the ability to do so. But Donovan brings an interesting value in the sense that his overall fielding is pretty damn good, despite these underlying metrics being a bit underwhelming. The range is obviously about league average, and the arm strength is just above. He still maintains a Gold Glove ability, specifically at second base, which we know, again, like we mentioned earlier, is very, very important. 2 other things we have to mention. 1, the contract situation and the age. Brendan Donovan is only 29 years of age and has 2 more years of team control before becoming an unrestricted free agent. And again, he's only making $5.7 million in this up-and-coming season, so he is extremely cheap and a very, very large extension candidate for any team he finds himself on going into next season if he produces at any level he has, or up to any level we have seen in the past in this up and coming season. Now, the last thing we're going to highlight: 1, the roster dynamic or the lineup dynamic, and 2, what the Red Sox package would look like and what it would take to go out there and acquire someone like Donovan, an all-star caliber second baseman with the ability to win a Gold Glove at the position, while also having the flexibility to move to the outfield depending on platoon options and just different substitutions that take place late in ball games, where flexibility is a major requirement. That's something we saw a lot of last season from this past Red Sox team. They had platoon options all throughout the outfield with a surplus of talent out there and the ability to go, but also in the infield, third base, short, second, and even first base all had the option to have platoon options, as well as having 2 catchers, which is very normal. But again, if you think about first and second base specifically, say David Hamilton, I'm going to go blank. Romy Gonzalez. I can't believe I almost blanked on that name, or did blank on that name. There was a slew of different options the Red Sox went to. And then obviously they signed Nathaniel Lowe. they like the ability to platoon. But when you have a player as good as someone where you can't move them and they are so good they're not going to leave their position, that's also great to have. You have to keep that into account. So foul territory, Ken Rosenthal is on there. Again, we just referenced his article earlier. Tag down below if you'd like to read the entirety of it like it normally is. But on foul territory, Rosenthal goes on to say, quote, "They've traded enough from their system. They would probably be better suited to make a free agent signing." That's the end of the quote. Despite the Red Sox being linked to Brendan Donovan, Ken Rosenthal believes their next move should be a big free agent bat. This goes hand in hand with going out and signing one of the two in Alex Bregman or Bo Bichette. You know where I lie in this conversation. I love the idea of Brendan Donovan in Boston, but if you can go out there and acquire someone along the lines of a Bo Bichette or even bring back Alex Bregman at a price where it is strictly financial and you're not going out there and giving up more of a farm system you have already depleted greatly up to this point, please go in the direction of the free agency, is my opinion. I think the options there are still good enough at those positions. If you get Bregman, he's playing third, and you can have Meyer at second. If you go out there and sign Bo Bichette, he can play third, he can play second base. Obviously, there's a 95% chance he would end up being the second baseman for the Boston Red Sox if he were to be signed. His Story would be at short, and I believe they would move Meyer to third, and that would be a very interesting dynamic with a lot of young pieces available on the active roster. So if they do trade for Brendan Donovan, one, it's going to be a major haul. And would he fit into this roster? Absolutely. Just look at this lineup as currently constructed. You have Meyer at third. You have Romy at second as currently constructed with, say, Don in center, which has to remain a constant, with Wilson Contreras, the newest acquisition, at first base, where he'll play probably 145 games at first base, if entirely healthy. We have to take that into account, obviously. But again, the other 15 games, or 162, the next 17, or what is it, 50, 60, 22 games, or 18 games, whatever. My math is horrible. Next 18 games he would play at DH. But the idea is this. He would fit in at second very, very well, because right now, as currently constructed, Romy's there, and that is a very good platoon option. But is it someone who's going to see every day hitting? Is he going to see the box every single day? Last year, that was not the case. Against lefties, we know he was one of the best hitters in all of baseball with Rob Refsnyder coming off the bench. But again, they were platoon options, not something that the Red Sox were leaning on day in and day out to get the job done at those very impactful positions. So what would this look like? To close out this video quickly, Arias is not going anywhere. Tolley and Early have the most value in this farm system as guys that are ready to go in the major leagues in the sense of prospects, as they played in a very small amount of games last year. But I really, really, truly hope that those two names, and Tolley, Early, and then I'm adding a third in Witherspoon, are not moved this offseason or any time in the future until they prove they are not at the level in which we all expect them to be, or at least seen them to be in their last stretch of games where they've played on the major league level. I think they have a lot of upside. If the Red Sox can go out there and get a steal, I understand it. I will not complain. But the free agent options seem a lot more lucrative because of the amount of depth that already given up in 10 different trades this offseason. Again, let me know down below your overall thoughts and opinions, not only on the idea that Chaim Bloom and Craig Breslow are best friends despite taking the other's job in just a matter of the last few years. Also, the idea of going out and acquiring Donovan, what could be a blockbuster trade for the Boston Red Sox. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Thank you guys for watching.